Welcome back to F1 Blogs, your go-to source for all things Formula One. Today, we dive deep into a heated new debate stirring up the F1 world. From strict fines to a tough stance on language, FIA's recent penalties have pushed F1 drivers to take a stand. Let's break down the latest updates, including calls for respect, transparency, and fairness from the drivers. Stick with us until the end, and don't forget to subscribe if you're passionate about the real inside scoop in F1. The latest controversy in Formula One isn't just about what's happening on the track, it's about what drivers are saying off of it. The FIA's recent enforcement of fines for swearing has triggered backlash from drivers, who argue they should be treated like the professionals they are. This discussion hit its boiling point when Charles Leclerc, fined €10,000 for swearing during a press conference at the Mexican Grand Prix, expressed his frustration, with fellow drivers rallying in his defense. This isn't the first time the FIA has imposed penalties for language. Red Bull's Max Verstappen received a similar punishment, even being required to do community service after using inappropriate language over the team radio. Both drivers, along with many of their colleagues, find these punishments overly harsh and are pushing back hard against FIA's approach. They argue that the penalties do not fit the context, especially given that F1 is an emotionally intense sport, where drivers often communicate in high-stress, adrenaline-fueled moments. Drivers' response and GPDA statement. The Grand Prix Drivers Association, GPDA, representing the drivers, issued a public letter directly addressing FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem. In this powerful statement, drivers appealed for a review of the severity of these penalties and asked for more respect from the FIA, particularly when it comes to trivial matters like language use. The GPDA's message was clear: our members are adults, not children who need to be told how to speak. The letter went further, highlighting the FIA's responsibility to set a respectful example in their own communication. Drivers argued that there is a significant difference between language used to insult others and language used to express frustration or emotion. This appeal asks for more understanding from the FIA, especially regarding situations where language is part of an intense reaction rather than an intended insult. Financial transparency is another key issue. Drivers have Formula One financial transparency surrounding these fines. The GPDA has requested a clearer breakdown of where the money collected from fines is allocated, as they want to ensure that these funds benefit the sport rather than going into vague, unspecified expenses. For the past 3 years, they've asked for clarity, arguing that this could lead to more positive use of funds within F1. Criticisms of bin Sulayem's comments. The controversy took an unexpected turn after FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem made remarks urging drivers to avoid sounding like rappers by limiting their use of profanity. 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton openly criticized these comments, suggesting there may be a racial undertone to these statements. The driver's statement also indirectly addressed this issue by urging the FIA to be cautious in their language, noting that the standards expected of drivers should equally apply to the organization's leadership. Verstappen's protest. The silent stance. Max Verstappen, one of the most penalized drivers for language, has adopted a new strategy to avoid further penalties: silence. During FIA-sanctioned press conferences, Verstappen now gives extremely brief, restrained answers, limiting his statements to avoid saying anything that could be deemed inappropriate. Afterward, he communicates normally with other media outlets. This silent stance serves as both a personal protest and a symbolic demonstration against what he considers excessive censorship. Final thoughts. Drivers are united in their call for respectful treatment and an end to overly strict penalties that don't seem to fit the nature of their sport. They are also hopeful that the FIA will take this as an opportunity to engage in more constructive dialogue, considering changes that could better support F1's global image without undermining the driver's professionalism. Thank you for tuning into F1 Blogs. This debate is far from over, and we'll keep you updated with all the latest twists. Remember, for exclusive insights and the latest F1 news, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss what's coming next in the world of Formula One.